Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your March reading. Let me see, how did I do this? Give me 1 second here. So I'm in the process of making soap. I had to rearrange my table, so I've got a different setup. So bear with me. Alright, so I'm going to do an oracle reading from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. Then we're going to do a tarot reading from the Line Strider Tarot, which I will clarify using the Kipper deck. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to answer one question for you using the Angel Answers Oracle deck. You might hear my chickens. Because, boy, one of them, she is something else. Anyways, and she's out and about right now. Her name is Joan Jett, by the way. Alright, so let's see what's in store for you, Cancer. Woo! Okay. So you start out right away with Coventina, with purification. I wish, let me see now if you can, you know, I don't have the best camera either, but you see how rich, and it's like rainbow. Yeah, so this reminds me of like Venus, especially, I think that's how they show her in The Little Mermaid. I think they show her like that. She comes out of the water. Who is it that does that? It's that painting, I think. Look, I went to art school and I can't even remember. It's something of Venus being birthed. But anyway, she looks like this. It's like she's coming out of the ocean. And, you know, here there's like an Ace of Cups in her hand. It almost seems like, let me turn my light back on. I mean, she's got a crown. Some type of see-through dress. But this bird is like, it looks like a seagull, but with phoenix wings. So anyways, this is you this month, for the month of March. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your mind and your body. So you need to start doing a cleanse and detoxing yourself. And, you know, this card is going to suggest, like, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So, this is one of those things where it's like, if you don't exactly know how to do the things like either spiritually or on the mental side, then do them on the physical side. So this would be like either taking a detox bath at night, where you can get your water hot. You can sit in it and sweat. This is like going to the sauna. This is either, you know, starting to implement more water into your diet, adding lemon or grapefruit or a lime juice to it, which is what I do. I will say that things, when it comes to eating a fruit, is different. It tastes different when it comes to drinking the juice of the same fruit. I've noticed that when I started juicing. I bought a juicer. But anyways, I can't eat grapefruit, but I love grapefruit, I'll tell you that. And what I especially love about grapefruit is I have a water machine, but it's down at the moment. So when my water machine doesn't work right, I drink distilled water out of the jug. If I have to use grocery store, you know, water you got about the store, then it's the distilled water. I also add sea salt to it and drink it. But anyways, so throughout the day, you know, I used to put lemon in my water. Well, I got tired of lemon, and then I started using lime. I got tired of lime, and limes are just hard to squeeze the juice out of anyway. I got tired of doing all that. And I thought, you know what? I'll try a grapefruit. I love fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. It's really good. But, I just can't eat it. Anyways, so there is a time period for you. I would say this is like the whole month to start, doing a detox, start cleaning. You could also, if you feel like you're looking for something like answers, but you can't quite see them or find them, if you're struggling to see them, then let's see, Windex your windows and mirrors in your house, because that will bring about clarity. And then if you feel like you've got, negative energy around you, then sweep your floors. There are like practical, like that movie, Practical Magic. There are practical, magical things you can do around your home that will help assist you in this cleansing. So that could be your focus this month if you're not already doing. But like I said, if you're not, then I would start. This month is your heart. So we've got Mary Magdalene with unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So this is really asking you, well, something could have happened to have warranted this. So I would say whatever you've been through on an emotional level, and it very well could be physical, it's caused you to, close your heart off to the situation or to yourself. Or, you could be like me, where I've been a little bitter, a little salty. But it's only to the people that I feel have wronged me in some way, shape, or form. So, I am, and Gemini is my moon sign, I am having to cleanse and, make, I guess, mend these, fix this anger or little bitterness that I have, or this little saltiness. I am having to work on fixing it at the moment. So that's the forefront here for us this month, for sure. And and then we get a card like this. Sedna with infinite supply. I love this card. This means prosperity's coming. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So basically what this is saying, you must some way, shape, or form be like, you're like a child of, God or the universe, however you see that. You are supplied for, you are taken care of. You are a spiritual being in some way, shape, or form, because I feel like whatever you have, you're always supplied for, no matter what. And especially so in the month of March, okay? Especially so in the month of March. There's a lot of prosperity coming to you this month because of all the shit that you've had to go through and experience it to be able to, also let it go and release it. So there is a releasing and a need to be this month. Whatever you've been through in the past has, of course, made you to this wonderful being that you are in the month of March. But what you've been through also still lingers in your heart space. So that's the thing that's going to challenge you this month, is your heart space. So it's like, how do you, because you don't ever want to not process and sort and go through like an issue, because then if you don't face it, then you either stuff it down or put it out here in the ethers, and it starts to create like unresolved issues. So it's like, how do you, and I have to do this myself, like right on this card, you know, how do you, I guess, how do you heal your heart? How do you fix your heart when it's, you know, when it's broken? So, anyways, you may need to start practicing compassion and kindness for yourself. And once you start giving yourself those things, and you're ready, and you know it's a natural process. You know, you'll do it, and then you'll be like, oh, look, I'm healed. You know, it has happened. It's arrived. So, you know, start giving yourself some TLC, which you need to as well because of this purification card here. So purify, detox, you know, love yourself more. Because when you love yourself more, I mean, that sets the tone and foundation for the day and for all your relationships. Because when you love yourself, you know what you will put up with and what you will not. When you love yourself, you know where the line is and how to point that MFer out and be like, don't cross it. It's right here. Don't go no farther. Anyways, okay. So at the beginning of March, you may find yourself having quiet time. Because take some time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. It very well could be a time for you to, you know, during this purification, to rid yourself of old. A lot of times when you clean out and rid yourself of old shit, you're then left with a void. Because you've cleaned house. Everything's spick and span and nice and tidy. And it's like, okay, now what do I have? Now what do I want to do? And this is where, you know, you have to like sit with yourself for a little bit. Because you got to get, you know, whether you realize it or not, in that moment, you're also like a new person. You know, there are times where I've gone through situations like that. I've had to give myself 2 or 3 days to get acclimated to like this new way of like this quantum physics that I just went through here. And it's like I've sprung out a new person. There's been times where I have felt it more so on my body. Like, you know, when your taste change, you don't like things anymore, that sort of thing. So it's time to get quiet and then see these things as they come and go. Contemplate, meditate, see where you are, where do you want to be, or do you just need to sit for a minute? Because we've got this healing going on, which is like, I mean, front and center right here. So while you are purifying and cleansing and detoxing, there is also healing going on for you. So we've got Ixchel or Ichel with Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. Boy, here's my favorite song. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. Look, this is like, okay, now I can start talking. It's almost like, I'm telling you, when she comes on, she captivates me with her voice. She has the most beautiful voice. So anyways, that first little, I don't know, what do you call that? That first, like, line in the song here. Maybe you need to sit down and dream. Or sit down and listen to some music like this. Like I have Pandora, whatever music app you have. Put on like Frank Sinatra or make a channel for Ella Fitzgerald. Because, you know, she's singing Dream a Little Dream. So dream a little dream of me. Maybe you need to sit and dream a little bit. Especially if you feel like you don't know where you want to go just yet. Because you definitely could be between. You could be in the in-between. Where it's like you're letting like old things go. Like winter. Because we've got spring equinox this month. This is the month of March. Well, we're about to go into spring. It's like winter's about to be over with. We're about to spring. You know how they say, be a spring chicken. You might be a spring chicken this month, okay? So while you're doing this quiet time, this sitting back, this purification process, you're healing on a very deep level. Now, I would say too, that healing you're experiencing, others that are around you are, I'm sure, are noticing it. Now, I'm telling you, the ones that really, what would you call these people? These type of people. When you're going through a healing and other people, especially people that you're around, you know, when they see that you're going through a healing and it's like they want some too, and they start doing their own healing just because they see yours and they're like, man, I can do that too. That looks good. I want that. And they start working on themselves. This is the energy of this card. So you should also notice this month people around you affected by whatever healing, detox, and changing you've got going on here. Now, I would say there's a lot of water here. There's water in just about every one of these cards except for two. So we also end the month with Sulis, with bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, a river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. So, you know, sometimes just pay attention to your energy levels around the end of March, because sometimes when you go through situations like this, you are drained. Because this can be, you know, when you get in a hot bath water of like Epsom salt, sea salt, and baking soda, it can, you know, that detox bath I was telling you to take earlier, that can cause you to feel very drained afterwards, because it's pulled a lot of shit out of you. So then you've got to, you know, your body gets tired because it's just turned into a furnace real quick. It's got to replenish what it just let out, and it's got to turn on and start, and that can take a lot of energy out of you. Watch your energy levels, and then you might, at the end of March, this can mean like that you take a trip to the beach, or maybe you go to the lake or something, or you go to the mountains where there's a creek or a river, and whatever that, like, especially if you have this releasing here, then going over here, by going to this water, it's just like it puts the final touches on the healing process. You know, I saw a butterfly yesterday, and this to me kind of speaks and sounds of butterfly going through a transformation. Okay, so I'm going to start to pick up speed here. Alright, so you this month, you may feel this new sense of boldness. If not, you need to start acting bold. Like, you know, they say if you don't know how to do something, then act like you do. That's called metamorphosis. Like, the more that you act like something, the more you will transform into it like that before you even know it. You got to act like it, and then you'll be it. Okay? So, Freya, unleash your adventurous side. Take risk and be daring. So you definitely, I mean, there's still like healings, there's blessings, there's crystals in this card. You know, she's ready to shout it from the rooftops. So you may even notice that through this purification and this change that you're like ready to go. You feel like you're on a mission. I would just say to pay attention to your energy and your body this month, because you're healing for sure. Whatever this is you're releasing, it's going to make room and space for the universe or God or your higher power, however you see that, to bring prosperity and abundance to you. You know, I've experienced this before where it's like your the healing that you go through, you're rewarded for it or something. I've been through things like that before. I feel like that's the case in this situation. So I wouldn't be surprised if you go through like a couple days where it's like you really have to sit down with yourself or be alone or take a day off and just kind of sit on the couch and chill. And then it's like, you know, a couple days go by and an opportunity comes about that you're like, whoa. So just be open and aware of that, okay? In your environment, you have divine knowledge that can help others through their spiritual teaching. So it seems like you're around people that are definitely watching you. And then, like, there's also kids around you. So you know that whatever you are experiencing this month, you're able to teach the ones around you the same, or to be able to do their own. Like, I've been telling myself for the past 2 years, I saw this from another individual, and I admired her a lot for this. And now I start to see this where, you know, she would tell, you know, we've got to do this right here. And of course we all would be like, okay. And then she would take off. So she was the first one in it. Like, we've got to da-da-da-da-da-da. And I mean, the best leaders lead by example, you know. So what you do with yourself this month, especially on your healing journey, it's going to inspire and lead others to do the same. So just know that you've got other women that are watching you. They are taking note, and you have kids watching you as well. So whether this is your own children or other children, nieces and nephews, they're there, they're watching. So the ones that you notice that are watching you or gravitating toward you, those are the ones where you need to extend that healing power of yours. So you end the month with Kali here. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And there's an eclipse in this card. There's also the first eclipse of the year in April. So this is the end of March going into April. So there's going to be some powerful, I feel like this is definitely a change on you, where it's like you're releasing old ways and implementing or acclimating into new ways. So we have at the bottom of the deck on this card deck, Mawu with Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. Now, you might already be doing this, or this could be stuff that comes up from the surface that you feel like. And when I say stuff like that, I mean, like, for example, it's like you have a thought, oh, I should do this, or I want to do that. Okay, that's what I mean on that level. So either you are wanting to get out in the community and help with like recycling, or going into a group and helping with you know, clean up or something. There's something here with that popping up. Or you need to start doing this around your house. Like sorting your trash, recycling it, and maybe stop buying so much plastic and, you know, using the glass that you have in your home, or, you know, things like that that you can incorporate. So, your independence is a foundation of your strength and success. You are stronger, I'm saying this here, you're stronger than what you know. I know that's easier said than done. And then we've got Bridget with Don't Back Down. Stand up for what you believe is right. So stand up for yourself this month, especially if you feel and know deep down you're in the right. My mama used to always tell me, if you're in the right, you can never be wrong. It doesn't matter how many people come up against you. If you are in the right, you can never be wrong. And she even said too that even applied to getting into a fight with someone, like David and Goliath. Like, David was in the right when he faced Goliath. That's why he whooped his ass or killed him. Anyways, okay? So, don't back down. Your confidence, because remember this boss over here with this independence. Like, so be independent this month. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. If you feel like you're not fulfilling something within you in your life, then focus upon your confidence, your independence, because that's going to be the thing that really takes you and spreads you out and opens you up. And you're not going to see it or know it. It's just going to be there, and you're going to be like, wow. Alright, so, and then because you're doing these things, you've got golden opportunities coming in. You've got the two most prosperous cards in this deck here. Yamanya. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. So you know when you close one door, another opens. Now, I'm going to tell you this about what I just said, because when you close a door on something, sometimes you got to stand there for 2 or 3 days. I'm comfortable with this door being closed. No, I want to open it. Let me look back in. Let me take one quick look. I'm good. Oh, I'm good. No, I should have not have opened that fucking door. I'm fine. I got it. Alright, so I'm going to leave this door now, and I'm going to go over here. And then you leave said door. Sometimes you might have to look back, but nah, when you look back, it's like, nah, I don't miss those things. Nah, I don't want that. It was good while it lasted, but, you know, it didn't last long. I'm moving on to bigger and better. And then it's like, you know, the more you go, and you're like, I'm moving on to bigger and better. And then all of a sudden, here comes this new door with bigger and better written on it. And you're like, holy hell. Alright, let's see what your tarot. Alright, so front and center here. Front and center. We've got the Ace of Cups. But you are challenged by the Queen of Pentacles here. So it's like, that's what that is. Okay. You have love for you this month, but you are very guarded, and also, too, you are angry and bitter about something. There's something you walked away from in the past, or try to. It almost seems like you either look at this situation a lot and rehash it in your mind, or you go to it. You go, like, you actually physically go to, like, when I said a second ago, like, that you open the door. You're like, you're standing outside looking at that door. And, nah, let me open it one more time. Let me take a look real quick. And then you open the door, and there you are again, back in that situation. There's something here you have not completely walked away from. But it has definitely, in some way, shape, or form, whooped your ass. I'll say that. Okay? I don't know if that's emotionally, physically, or spiritually, but you are spiritually wounded and guarded. And if this is not you, I feel like it is, then this is someone you're dealing with. And this could be a love because we've got the Ace of Cups, so it was a new beginning that now you could have gone, okay, so you've experienced whatever this experience is. You're still very much open, love and life, or, I mean, the center of the reading, we have the Ace of Cups. This is like a new beginning. So there's something here. It's either like this change or this purification or detoxing or this letting go of that you're releasing. And then because you're releasing it, you remember how I said, it's like sometimes when you go through these things, you get rewarded for them. I mean, rewards can come in all types of levels. Like within, I mean, the greatest treasures are found within yourself. Like, you remember that independence and that success and growth card that I talked about? Those things right there can really level you up. When you do the work, there's nothing more beautiful out here than seeing a person working on themselves and finding the beauty and opening up and discovering the beauty they have within themselves. It was like it was right there all along, but it's within you, you know? Like Jesus, I love Jesus. You know, Jesus, and I'm not sure if this is even in the Bible, what I'm about to say. If it is, it might be the book of Thomas, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, okay? But actually, I think it is the book of Thomas. That's what it is, okay? That's what it is. So, you'll find it in the book of Thomas. In the King James Version, it sounds nothing like this because, you know, the King James Version is like a white man's version of the Bible. The original, okay? The original, if you want to hear the original, then you've got to translate it from Aramaic into English. You know, the white man's version, that King James Version, has been translated 7 or 9 different times. Anyways, a lot gets lost in translation. But the Aramaic, which is Jesus' native tongue, how he spoke, that version, he says the kingdom of God is within you. You'll not find it in any wood man-made structure, but instead look within. Go outside, split a log. I'll be there. Lift up a rock and you will find me. So, anyways, boy, you may find that whatever this clearing or detoxing you did, it's opening up this loving energy within you. So anything that happens within has to also then manifest in your reality, in your outside world, your external world. So if you're opening up this new emerged version of yourself, like that Venus, then here you are, front and center, this kitty cat, you know? So now keep in mind, you're emotionally healed, you're emotionally whole, you are looking for new adventure, like new things, because you once said, you know, bye to the old. But there is wounding here. There's also anger, and you have to be careful, and trust me, I know this because I am a water sign, and I'm going to try and tell you that I've had to face and work with anger basically my whole life. So I know a lot about anger. Anger can do some things to you, you know, like it leads to bitterness. It can take you to being jealous and envious of others, and it's like, whoo, those aren't pretty. But anyways, So just know that something from your past could also be reappearing the 1st of March, that you're really having to look at it and face it, especially if it was something that wasn't easy or kind of dark. I mean, you are facing it this month with a new, fresh perspective, new eyes, you're coming from a loving energy, but there is some, and it's just because I see how this cat's looking. You know, it's like when your eyes start hurting, or you notice people, or even yourself, you get a sty. It's like, okay, well, who have you been looking at angry? Because that's what styes come from, looking with angry eyes at people or places and or things. So when I feel like I got one creeping up on me, I really start to change my focus and how I look at people. So anyways, all right, there's something here that is residual. It's coming back around the 1st of March. It's got to have something to do with, because, you know, 6 of Swords over here, that's the sword, that's words, that's communication. So there's something that you are and have been communicating with that you can't just let go of, or is not wanting to let go of you just yet. And if you are trying to release yourself from this thing, maybe that's why it's asking you to cleanse and detox, so you can push whatever is in your physical body, this attachment, out. Maybe you need to also look into cord cutting. But there's still something with whatever this is. There's still something unfair about it around the middle of the month. So I don't know if it's like, you end the month with the 3 of Cups. Now, yes, that's a party card. That's get-togethers, events. But there's also 3 people. So this is the third party card. I don't know if you're dealing with someone who also has someone else. I don't know if you are struggling to let go of a third party. And when I say that, it could be because they have you in a third party, and maybe they're telling you they're going to walk away from that third party, but they're not. So maybe that's the struggle, or that's where the heartache or the pain of the past stems from. But you are going to feel that this situation is not fair. Or here's the deal, because then this can go a different way. You see where you're not really emotionally invested in this situation anymore. You're more cut off. I mean, you're open and ready to embrace the world, but when it comes to either this person, this place, or this situation, you're like, I'm not investing any more of my time or energy in this. I don't want to invest in it, because it's wounded you. You've had to lick your wounds when it comes to this situation. So, I mean, either the beginning of the month, you could also feel stuck, or feeling overwhelmed, or feeling that things are taking a little bit longer than what you would want them to. But you need to allow for that. You need to allow for that, because those things take time. And if they're not going as fast as you want them to in your external world, it's because there's still like healing, or there's still something that needs to be done that's working behind the scenes. You may not be able to see it, but there's something still going down. So, that's where you got to practice patience. So at the beginning, you could feel stuck or tied to something. And by the middle of the month, you really feel like, okay, something's not right here. This is not either, what you wanted, what you asked for. And keep in mind, this is the middle of the month. This is also that full moon energy. You could feel like things are being unjust. Something's being dishonest. Someone's failing to take responsibility here. You could feel like this situation is unfair. Now, this is something that you've invested in, whatever it is, whether it's a person, place, or a thing. But at the end of the month, something happens. Either you go through this internal like growth and restructuring here, you know, like what we talked about in the oracle reading, to where you go through this lesson or whatever you want to call this, and then it's like you go through it and then bam, here you are at the end of the month with this Three of Cups energy. So, you know, this is a celebration. So it could be a party or a get together, having good times, good conversation. You could be gathering with other people. And then, you know, now this too could also be the thing where you gather with these, you go somewhere, you get invited to something, or there's a party, or there's a thing at church, and you go, and it's like that party right there, you realize something in that party. Like, holy cow, like, this is nice. I like this. I see now where I had to go through that to get to this. So it will all make sense around this party or at the end of the month here, whatever this may be. So I do feel this is around a relationship with somebody. Because, so we've got the Three of Pentacles. Like, you're not wanting to collaborate or work with anyone. And hey, sometimes it's like, you got to put your foot down. You know, I don't know what the situation is for you, but you got to put your foot down. Like, this is a lack of or this is just something that you're going to see in the month of March, is that there's a lack of collaboration. There's only a few goals. You don't have motivation. You may feel like you're not aligned right. And that's okay, because it's in that dark energy right there that you find and discover the light. That's where you go into the cocoon, or you're like a baby in the placenta, where you're growing and you're acclimating, and then you, next thing you know, you're birthed, you come out into that spring chicken. So what is this song? There's a song by Lacuna Coil called Reckless. Listen to it, because the guy in it says something to the point like, I know how to self-destruct. I like to self-destruct. And you know, that self-destruction sometimes, and this could be, okay? This could be, but it's like, you know how to destruct yourself. Which means you got to go deep. You got to go in. You got to fuck shit up, and then sit down and, you know, throw shit, you know, fuck shit up a little bit, and then sit down and then put it back together. And then be like, okay, well, I broke this, so I just need to go ahead and throw this away. I need to take this home to the dump. Maybe it's time to get rid of stuff. And you know, if you don't know how to do that on a spiritual or mental level, then do it in the physical. Start going through stuff, seeing what needs to be taken to the trash. What things have you had for how long? And, well, I can finally say goodbye to that one. I guess I can finally let this one go. I guess I can finally get rid of this thing. And what you do on one level has to then match on all levels. So it's like, you know, if you don't know how to do things on the spiritual or the mental, then do things on the physical. Clean your house. Alright, so in your environment, we have the Two of Pentacles. So you may feel that there is this month, in the month of March, that, you know, there is a lack of balance. And you know, we have this unfairness up here. So you may feel like things are out of balance this month. You may feel like you don't have a plan for the future. You may even lack organization. And you could be overextending yourself. But I'm telling you, somewhere in this thing, give yourself a couple days to veg out and just chill. Take the weekend off. Be by yourself a minute. Hell, maybe you need to do that like the first 3 weeks of March or something. I've done that before too. It helps. So, looks like there's been some type of deceitful argument. Someone told a lie. Someone manipulated. Someone did something. And there is hopes that it can be fixed and worked out. And it looks like, you know, you end the month. This is why I said I felt like this might be a third-party situation. Because you end the month with this Three of Swords. But it's in reverse, thankfully. Thankfully, it's in the reverse. So, but you know, this speaks of the worst has already happened. So it's like, you've already been stabbed in the back by this. Here you are, you know. In March, you lick your wounds. By the end of the month, you'll be able to pull that knife out, whatever it is. Because, I mean, there's a knife here, 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 and here. And, you know, words can cut to the bone. So you could have argued, had conversations with someone that really hurt, that were really stabbing. But at the end of the month, this speaks of acceptance, resilience, perseverance, forgiveness, optimism. So it's like, you know, the worst has happened. You're now able to, maybe you took the sword out, the knife out, you know, already. And now it's finally like got a scab on it. It's healed up. So like now you're like, okay, now I can move in that area a little bit. You know, I can stretch. I can, you know how like if you fall or something and you get a little bumped and bruised up, you know, you got to take it easy. You can't move real fast. And then, you know, your body starts to regenerate and heal. And then you feel like, oh, now I can start moving and doing stuff. And then you're able to go. So you could be feeling like that this month for sure, especially by the end of the month. So I'm going to start to clarify. And, you know, this is all, like, if I look at the bottom of the deck, this is all around a Ten of Pentacles. So this is like someone you were either married to, you were in a long-term commitment with. Now, if this isn't an actual person, it could be a job. Whatever the thing that you're thinking of, whatever that situation, this is what I'm talking about. This is something you've been dealing with for a while. You were invested in on all levels. This once fulfilled your heart, your heartfelt wishes, your dreams. This made you feel really good. You felt like you had it all. And then it brought around, you know, this even brought some completion. Finished out some cycles. Either you were able to like travel or really go places with whatever this was. But now you're going to have some type of fulfillment, harmony, integration, completion, and travel. Because I think I already talked about traveling. So you could definitely be taking a trip that's really going to be life-changing for you. And then because of that, there's going to be a newness created from this. So, I mean, you've got the Ace of Pentacles down here, Ace of Cups, and then this Three of Swords. So there is recovery, but this is more like a beautiful recovery. I mean, like a new beginning, a new you, something that's going to be more prosperous, where you can gain stability and be abundant in. All right, what is this Ace of Cups here? What is this Ace of Cups here? Change and wealthy man. So maybe this is, like I said, around some man. But anyway, so what is this Ace of Cups? Alright, so something left you out in the cold. Maybe that has to do with whatever this past was. I don't know if you put yourself out in the cold. You could have looked at a situation and said, I'm better than this, and left it. And it may have set you back some way, shape, or form. Yeah, you could have put it, I feel like you put it into some type of commitment that was a long-standing commitment. But now you'd rather take the high road. Alright, what is this Nine of Wands here? What is this Nine Wands here. Okay, so this is either a marriage. I'm telling you, this is, if you weren't married to this person, then this is someone you had like a common law marriage with. Like you lived with them for a while. Yeah, because now we've got the home card. But, so there's a pathway opening up for this, whatever this is. Okay, you know it's coming, whatever this is that's coming. You've been expecting it. At one point in time, you felt like you hit the jackpot, but now it's like this situation has really worn you down, and you may feel like you are having to really work your ass off this month, okay? Like you might even feel like you're not even getting fully compensated for what you're having to endure. But you will have the support from your community and those around you helping you during this time. So you're not alone, so to speak. What is this Six of Swords over here from? Because this is really something that, you know, you're not quite yet ready to walk away from. And it might, okay, so if it's not work related, let me look at this. Okay, so something here that you feel stuck with. You're having to, whether this is a person, a job, or a place, this is something that you are having to work your little ass off on, okay? I don't know if it's like to prove a point or to show face value what you're doing, what you got going on. It's something. But, you may, hey, I'm doing a reading. Let me call you back in like 5 minutes. Okay. Sorry about that. I actually meant to reject the call. I answered it by accident. Okay, so this is something that like you're working toward, or because here's the flip side. This is something that you need to let go of, but because you're not letting go of it, you're feeling like this right here. You're having to toil and labor away because you won't let it go. If you would just let it go, you wouldn't be in this energy. It's because you've held on to it for so long. It's like beating a dead horse. Like the universe is like, if you're not going to let go of it, it's going to tear you all the way down. And then it's like, well, I'm not letting go. I'm not closing that door. Well, that's fine. We're going to go all the way down to rock bottom. That could be the situation, okay? I'm not saying that it definitely is for sure, but whatever this is, this feeling stuck over here, there's a stagnant energy from it that's got you feeling like you are putting all this time and attention into it, but you're not seeing a good compensation for it. I'd say it's got to do with this man. Definitely over something that's ending. You might be putting a lot of time and care and attention into this, hoping that you're going to get compensated good for it. If this is a work-related issue. So what is this injustice over here? What is this injustice? This man. So this is either a boyfriend, a husband, or a boss. You feel like he's doing something that is not, you don't feel is fair. He may also say, or you know, that you are the woman that he wants, but he could be stuck to something else. Okay, and maybe that's why you feel like this is unfair. It's almost like he would have to. So anyways, but whatever this is, he's going to be trying to give you gifts of some sort. There's going to be a lot of messages around. I feel like he's going to be trying to do something here to smooth you over. What is this 3? And that, I would say, would be evident around the middle of March. So at the end of March, what is this 3 of Cups? So, if this is like, whether this is a man from work, or this is a boyfriend, whatever. Now, if this, because you know that marriage card came out, if this is like a boss you're dealing with, then you've been working for this man a long time. Okay? So whatever the dynamic, plug it in here. At the beginning of the month, you feel stuck in whatever situation is. Okay? And it's hard you feel like you can't get out of whatever situation it is. It's got its grip on you. You're having to work your little ass off over here toward it, and you feel like you're not getting compensated for it at all. And if you do, it's like pennies to dimes. Okay? So that could have you exhausted and wounded this month and guarded. And, you know, there is something that you feel like, and I would say that there's going to be a conversation around the middle of the month around this situation with this man. He may, I guess, make promises to give you, you know, to compensate you or give you a raise or some sort. And if it's your if this is a husband or a boyfriend, then I would just say he'd be offering you gifts of stuff. He might try to give you flowers or a present. And then at the end of the month, there's a celebration or something that looks like is at your house. Or you're going to someone else's house for some type of get together. Or you're spending time at home, and that's really making you feel good. Like you're focusing on, like I was saying earlier, about cleaning your house and going through shit. Like your house is elevating. If you elevate your house, you elevate yourself. And that almost seems like what could be going down right here. Now, someone you've been out in the cold from, they see you as, so you're going to be looking good around this time frame at your house. You'll be looking like the privileged lady, even though at one point in time you might have felt like you were out in the cold or impoverished. Something put you out in the cold, or something made you feel down and out, like you weren't yourself. Could have been low self-esteem, you know, a time where you lacked self-confidence. But anyway, so this guy is going to be trying to bless you with some gifts or something. Like it's almost like he sees like if you went through a change and transformation over here, and then this over here is like your comeback game or your glow up, then this glow up that you experience at the end of March is really going to have yourself looking well, and people are going to be gravitating toward you. And I feel like this man, whoever he is in this dynamic, is definitely going to be gravitating toward you. What is this Three of Pentacles over here in reverse? What's not? Okay, well, so a man over here, you're on this guy's mind a lot, whoever he may be. You once thought that he, you know, you almost had him on a pedestal in your life, and he has you on a pedestal as well. Like, and then there's this privileged lady. So it could be that you're not really, you had this guy on, you know, cloud nine one time, like he was the apple of your eye, but it almost seems like now you're kind of like not really wanting to work with him a whole lot, and he's thinking about you in this situation a lot. I would say that you're going to receive messages from him of concern of something. It wouldn't surprise me if he reached out and was like, oh man, can you believe this here happened to me and this happened? And you're just like, okay. Well, maybe you got what you needed, you asshole, or something like that. Okay, what is this Two of Pentacles in reverse over here? Tag on message of concern again. So he could message you and tell you that there's something that he has dropped or let go of, or he's changed, and he now wants to start working on something else and wants to go this direction. And if you follow his lead, I feel like he's going to be trying to either gift you with something. Okay, so what is this Three of Swords in reverse here? All right, so it looks like some type of documentation, because we got courthouse. This is a... So there's healing here around some type of agreement. There is messages going back and forth. This is something that was a choice that two people came together and tried to do, and there's going to be change with it, whatever it is. Definitely healing, for sure. Alright, so whatever question that you had, please go ahead and form that now, as I'm going to answer it with this Angel Answers deck, which I put all the way over there. Alright, Angel Answers, what messages do you have for Gemini in the month of March? What messages do you have for Gemini in the month of March? Oops, hold on now. Unlikely. Okay, so you got a no at the bottom of the deck. This situation will improve. There's going to be people around you that are going to be helpful. You need to choose a new direction. That's the problem. Okay? However, you're seeing that it should go or be is not the right direction. So you got to go, you got to do something else. Okay? That's not it. And then once you figure that out or discover what that is, and then you decide to go after that, then that new direction we talked about, then that you're going to see evidence of within the next few months. Alright, Gemini, that's all I have for you for this month. Looks like I just cut the deck to opportunity, so there's some, and you know we had opportunity in the Oracle deck, so you've got opportunities coming in, my friend. So I wish you the best. If you like the Oracle reading stuff, pop over to Facebook and find me there, and like, subscribe, and follow my channel. If you're not a subscriber here, please subscribe. And if this is where I leave you, I'll see you again here next time for your April reading. Take care. Namaste.